This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Raven Davis, and as always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news tonight, flag-raising ceremonies held simultaneously on Grand Bahama today as the country's 50th anniversary of independence approaches. Residents in Freeport joining in the celebrations, proudly hoisting the Bahamian flag at the Harold de Gregory complex. Here's that report. In true patriotic fashion, dignitaries, residents, and other government officials converged on the lawn of the Harold de Gregory complex, attired in the vibrant colors of the Bahamian flag. The dress theme most fitting for the occasion, as a flag-raising ceremony got underway to commemorate the country's 50th anniversary of independence. Senator James Turner bringing the independence address, saying that the heart of Bahamians swells with pride as we reflect on how far we've come.
On this momentous occasion, and truly it is a momentous occasion, we stand united, for we are the inheritors of a legacy built on courage, resilience, and a strong belief in the power of freedom.
It was a hard-fought freedom by our forefathers and mothers who he says led the first brave steps toward liberation.
They forged the path to independence, breaking the shackles of colonial rule and lighting a beacon of hope for future generations. As we celebrate on the road to 50, we honor their sacrifices, their dreams, and the boundless love of our country.
The celebrations continuing with spoken word.
Our dreams, no longer tied up in nooses, we've been set free from the complexities that were once our forefathers' reality.
Dance. And the smooth sounds of the Royal Bahamas Police Force pop band that saw flags waving to the rhythm. A sense of pride permeating the area as onlookers watched members of the armed forces hoist the Bahamian flag. The vibrant spirit of independence resonated throughout the streets of West End as well as the community joined the celebration of nationhood. Our Simone Davis was there and filed the details in this report.
Independence celebrations continued in West End this morning as a flag was also raised in the community. Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, the Honorable Iram Lewis, touted the community for being the capital of Grand Bahama and reflected on the first flag-raising ceremony on the island to happen in West End.
Today's flag-raising ceremony gives us an opportunity to reflect on how far we've come as a nation and as one people. We can look back at the efforts of persons in these settlements who tried to grow the community. The people like the late Senator Austin Grant, the late Alton Wallace, former parliamentarian Warren Leverity, Moses Hall, Henry Bowen, Simeon Brown, Simbo as some of us call him, Lindy Russell, and many others.
Senator Kirkland Russell also took the time to break down the importance of the country's flag, tying it to our beautiful waters and rich culture.
When we look at the flag, we see the nice aquamarine representing all of our nation, the waters of our nation. What that aquamarine means on this flag is that the waters of our nation connects us as an archipelago, as one people, not two, not three, one people. Then we look at the gold. Doesn't represent the sun. The sun is a part of it. It represents the wealth. Say that again. The wealth of this nation.
But the most important part of the flag, he says, is the black that represents a united people.
Then we look at the black. The black is made up of 3 equilateral sides. 3 equal sides. You know what that means? That simply means that everyone in this country is equal.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Simone Davis.
Well, get ready to decorate your vehicles and wave your Bahamian flag as we continue to celebrate the Road to 50. The island-wide motorcade is scheduled to take place tomorrow, July 1st, with East and West Grand Bahama meeting at Point A, which is the Grand Bahama Sports Complex, then to Point B, the UB North downtown campus, the former Kipling building.
The island-wide motorcade will begin in the East End at 11 a.m. It will also be in West End. It starts at 12 p.m. And once the motorcades from the East and the West will end at the Sports Complex, all motorcade routes will start from 1:30 p.m. and we will end at the UB North downtown campus.
From the Grand Bahama Sports Complex, the motorcade would head south on Coral Road to East Sunrise Highway, then west to Ranfully Circle to the UB North downtown campus.
At the campus, we have a fun-filled day, excited for all family, friends to join us. We have the Deep South Island Boys, we have Lil Joe Cartwright, we have John Canoe Rush Out, and we also have two competitions that will be going on. The Happy Birthday Bahamas cake competition and the Battle of the DJ competition.
Well, in other news tonight, as we count down to the 50th anniversary of independence, a retired educator is reflecting on the education system and the achievements along the way. Here's Ricardo Lightbourne.
Veteran educator Hezekiah Dean is gearing up for the Bahamas' 50th independence celebration and has fond memories of 1973 celebrations. He was in Long Island.
North, I had to go. We went to Sims. And in Sims, there was one little park there, and of course there was a great turnout. Everyone was there, and I watched the Bahamian flag raise as the British flag fell.
The ability to develop the Bahamas educationally, socially, and economically has been a blessing to the masses. Independence was a positive move for the Bahamas, and today many can now celebrate.
For me, I could understand and I could appreciate what this new era was going to do for Bahamians in the Bahamas altogether. People who didn't have the kind of experience that I had as a student wouldn't understand it. And even today, some of the people who lived then, when you talk to them, they don't believe that because they never knew it really happened. But when you live it, it's a different story. It really is a different story.
The history of the Bahamas is being highlighted daily on television as 50 years later, education lessons. Mr. Dean's personal experience growing up in the 60s and 70s has kept him grounded, and he's a proud Bahamian.
The amount of history that has come out of this exercise, I'm sure it brought a lot of wisdom to a lot of people who didn't know a lot of things, who didn't know what happened in 1973, who didn't know what happened prior to 1973 that brought us into this age. So it's been an education. I learned, even though I knew the history, I thought I knew, but I learned a lot of things.
Hezekiah Dean is a native son that has given his heart and being to the education of young men and women of the Bahamas. Happy Independence, Mr. Dean, and be comforted that your work has not gone in vain. The Bahamas is a better place. Ricardo Lightbourne for the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
And the siblings of the most recent traffic fatality victim in Grand Bahama coming together to remember their beloved brother. The 45-year-old man tragically succumbed to injuries sustained in the accident, which occurred yesterday on Queens Highway. The family mourning his loss tonight, fondly recalling him as a loving and caring individual who will be dearly missed. Here's Ramiko Knowles.
Surveillance footage from a building on Queens Highway capturing the scene of Grand Bahama's latest traffic mishap that claimed the life of 45-year-old Steve Forbes. The incident taking place shortly after 9 a.m. on Thursday, June 29th, 2023. His sister, Marcia McIntosh, says it was certainly not the news she woke up expecting to hear.
When I heard he was in an accident and when I heard the news that he passed away, that was like a blow. I wasn't expecting that.
Older brother Sheldon Roberts and sister Marsha Forbes held on to hope as they awaited updates on the condition of their brother at the hospital.
The doctor spoke to me, and he said that they tried their best to get him back, get a pulse back, but unfortunately, they believe due to the head injury, that was the cause of death.
Something, as simple as even after seeing the videos and stuff of it, to know that something simple like that, was caused his life.
The surveillance footage sheds light on the moments leading up to the accident. The footage shows a bus veering onto the highway. A 29-year-old male driver of a black 2017 Honda vehicle traveling west lost control. Tragically, he collided with the victim's gray Toyota truck. Despite the devastating outcome, the family maintains a positive outlook, acknowledging that accidents happen.
For right now, we're not trying to really focus on that fact. We're just trying to stay positive.
I really don't want to say nothing right now. I want to think about everything whenever I decide to say something. But at dawn, cast no dark shadow on no one.
At the end of the day, my brother is gone, So, regardless of who's at fault, they're going to bring him back.
The siblings deeply mourn the loss of their brother and express that he will be profoundly missed.
But he was a quiet person. Keep to himself. He loved to work. And he also loved the boat.
He was a good brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I could have called on him for anything.
Steve was an excellent father, an excellent mechanic, very dependable. But he was always there, always someone you can call on, for anything that you need.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Ramiko Knowles.
Well, she was born during Hurricane Dorian. Tonight, baby Stormy needs your help. That story and more when we come back.
Happy days are here again on June 30th and July 1st as Dolly Madison Home Center says bye-bye to VAT on all duty-paid purchases. Yes! Shop till you drop. June 30th and July 1st and Dolly pays the VAT. Spend $50 or more and become eligible to win a microwave. And Dolly's Road to 50 promotion, where the 50th customer wins a $50 Dolly gift card. June 30th and July 1st only.
I'm proud to be a Bahamian. Happy 50th Independence, Bahamas.
The Grand Lucayan salutes our great nation with an all things Bahamian Independence full Sunday brunch. Tickets available at the hotel lobby or call 373-1333 for more information. Happy Independence, Bahamas.
Don't miss the 50% off selected items end of season sale going on now at Pandora Port Lucaya. Catch the 25% off store-wide Independence sale and 15% off all towels this Friday and Saturday at Third Dimension over on Yellow Pine Street. First 50 customers will receive a special coupon. Restrictions may apply, so head on over to Third Dimension. The Grand Bahama Port Authority invites all residents of the island to join them and celebrate the country's 50th anniversary of independence at a free GBPA block party. Join us on Saturday, July 8 at 7 p.m. for a live show with lots of music, dancing, food, and loads of fun. The grand stage will be erected in the middle of downtown Pioneers Way and the Mall Drive. We want to see you there.
I am proud to be a Bahamian working here at the Container Port. Happy Independence, Bahamas.
Hi, I'm Wes. I like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
John West Shoes is now open.
Carmichael West, Nassau, behind Wendy's.
What is the best IPTV service? DTV? Okay, I like this price. Free trial, visit their website, Facebook page, or what's up?
I thought the march was very, very good. Today we're celebrating 61 years, Doris Johnson, what she did to promote women to bring us to this stage to where we are today.
Seeing the little girls was the coolest part to me because, you know, that's our future.
I actually thought it was amazing to see so many females come on and support one another. It makes me know that, you know, we have actually grown. I know where we came from, and I know we have to go further.
A woman's march, that is something that's very different, so I really liked it, and I feel like it's a great turnout for being the first one.
I feel good. I'm proud to be a woman in this Bahama land.
I am so proud to be a woman in the Bahamas.
Where we live. I was born in the Bahamas, a beautiful country with beautiful people. From our crystal clear waters, radiant sunlight, and great hospitality. As we celebrate 50 years of independence, let us continue to lift up our heads to the rising sun, march on Bahama land, till the road we've trod lead on to our God. I'm Jolanda Thompson Everest. Happy Independence.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. There is growing excitement for the reunion mega old school party, which is set to take place on Grand Bahama this coming Saturday. The event hosters are hoping to unite residents in support of everyone's alma mater. All school graduates from 1980 to 2010 are encouraged to attend.
Everybody to be on the Grand Lucayan on the 1st of July. That is Saturday coming. You hear me? It's going down.
As we celebrate, the country celebrates its 50th anniversary. Freeport High in 2025 will celebrate the school's 60th anniversary. So I've come to make the clarion call, inviting all warriors from the class of 1966, the first graduating class with only 6 persons, to the class of 2023. Let's meet at the Alukaya this weekend.
We have persons coming from Nassau, Turks Island, Abaco, Bimini, just for this one weekend. So we want everybody to encourage and continue to show love for the city.
We're having some good fun. We're taking you back down memory lane. You know, when you didn't have to talk, you just let the music play and the music do the talking for you. Yeah, that type of music. Grown folks, see you guys there.
Retired educator Cecil Thompson is the event honoree and says he's most grateful for the continued support.
He's one of the greatest principals that this country has ever seen, and whatever I can do to support Dr. Cecil Thompson, I am there.
I also would like to present Mr. Thompson with a new CD that I came up with for Golden Anniversary. I would also like to invite all of my friends from Freeport High and Hawksbill High to the reunion.
These parents and grandparents, David, would have treated me like a king from day one. Whether I'm the undersecretary, whether I am without a title. Grand Bahamians across the board have always treated me like that. And so I accept the recognition.
Switching gears now, yesterday we brought you the story of 3-year-old Stormy Neely, the little girl who was born during Hurricane Dorian. Her mother, Monique Mackey, had to be evacuated from flood wards at the medical facility and was taken in by the Robinson family, where she gave birth to little Stormy. Since then, little Stormy is facing serious medical issues, including a curved spine and fluids behind her ears. She cannot interact and play like other kids her age. Her mom is asking for financial assistance. To Commonwealth Bank, Freeport branch number 5, account number 705-5059878.
Well, your Friday Sports Check is next with Shane Stubbs.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Friday. I'm Shane Stubbs, and welcome to Sports. Guess what? Lamar Taylor is continuing to impress at the CAC Games. Let's take a look at his latest feat. Lamar Taylor wrapping up his time in the pool at the 2023 CAC Games being held in San Salvador. He'd add another medal to his trophy case after securing bronze in the men's 50-meter freestyle, touching the wall in a time of 22.51 seconds. Trinidad and Tobago's Dylan Carter would snag the gold, clocking 21.87 seconds, followed by Aruba's Michael Schroeders taking silver in 22.43 seconds. Taylor previously won gold in the men's 50-meter backstroke while setting a new national record of 25.08 seconds, qualifying him for the World Aquatics Championships set for July 14th through the 30th. Next in sports, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture summer camps are set to begin this coming Monday, July 3rd.
Something a little different this year. We're partnering with a lot of the existing camps rather than reinventing the wheel. We're partnering with the YMCA. We're partnering with flag football, softball, and of course we will continue with the camp at the St. George's Gymnasium. We also partnered with some swimming camps as well and tennis. So all these camps we're partnering with and sending young people to be a part of these camps so they can get different experiences. On Monday, Lord's willing, at about 9 a.m., they will report to the various camps with letters from the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture to participate. And hopefully it's a very good experience for them, and also it's an opportunity for all the persons that are placed in to be helped by the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, as we know that summer can be quite a taxing time on parents and their pockets.
And lastly in sports, Grand Bahama amateur softball action continuing this evening and through the weekend. Tonight in co-ed action, Port Authority regulators take on Chad Investments Golden Knights. Next in men's play, Pat's Uniform Reds will face CLA Developers. And in co-ed action, Cooper's Destroyers goes head-to-head with Pat's Uniforms. On Saturday in ladies action, Amspec will take on Cooper's Ladies Destroyers, followed by the Royal Bahamas Police Force Royals taking on Marco City Marlins. In men's play, GB Health Services goes up against the Police Force Royals, and in men's action, Express takes on Chad Investment. And on Sunday, the Grand Bahama Power Company Chargers will take on Global Tech, Marco City Marlins will take on the IRA Boys, Pat's Uniform Lady Reds will take on Keys Bahamas, and Immigration Enforcers will take on Chad Investments Golden Knights. That's all we've got for you this evening in sports, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shane Stubbs, and as always, be safe and be great.
Hurricane Tip is brought to you by the Grand Bahama Port Authority Group of Companies. As we plan and prepare together, ensure that portable generators are located on the outside and away from buildings during operation. Prior to use, ensure that gasoline and diesel containers are specified for the storage of gasoline and diesel.
To be Bahamian is to be blessed with opportunity. To be Bahamian is to be resilient. To be a role model. It feels amazing to be a part of history. And again, I am ever so grateful, and I'm excited to see what 50 more years bring. Happy 50th Independence, Bahamas.
Welcome to Port in a Minute, an informative segment brought to you by the Grand Bahama Port Authority, where we update you on the latest news taking place within the Port Group of Companies and our community.
We're continuing our second phase of our bazaar demolition exercise. Presently, we're located at the front at the Cafe Valencia building. Several weeks ago, we would have mentioned when we started this exercise that we would have been demolishing the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers buildings. That exercise has now been complete. In addition to that, we have demolished the Tory Gate and the Casa Simpatico building. At the rear of the bazaar, the Club Rock and Roll building has also been demolished. As we continue to go through to demolish these buildings, we would encourage the owners that are still out there that haven't signed off to have us demolish the buildings to please contact our offices and work with the Building and Development Services Department. The Grand Bahama Port Authority is continuing its efforts to rid the city of dilapidated buildings, and we need all residents to assist us in this work so that we can make the city clean, green, and pristine.
That was Port in a Minute, brought to you by the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Be sure to tune in next time for more updates.
Catch the 25% off store-wide independent sale and 15% off all towels this Friday and Saturday at Third Dimension over on Yellow Pine Street. First 50 customers will receive a special coupon. Restrictions may apply, so head on over to Third Dimension. The Grand Bahama Port Authority invites all residents of the island to join them and celebrate the country's 50th anniversary of independence at a free GBPA block party. Join us on Saturday, July 8 at 7 p.m. for a live show with lots of music, dancing, food, and loads of fun. The grand stage will be erected in the middle of downtown Pioneers Way and the Mall Drive. We want to see you there.
I envision a multitude, a metropolitan of straw vendors, of taxi drivers, operators, of tour owners, of all things Bahamian. I envision our culture being defined and being something that we are very proud about. That's what I envision for the Freeport Harbor. I also envision the industrial sector growing to great strength, the container port expanding, new crane operators, utilizing technology, and just us as a country and persons that are Bahamian, to know that we are here in the world and to take our place, to make it as special as it is.
Going down Bayman Road, going down Bayman Road, going down Bayman Road, I can't let nobody.
Our yard, but I proud to be Bahamian. Ah, yeah. Hey. We're rich in culture, we can stretch out canoe. Fishing and sailing, just to name a few, free from bondage. That was our heritage. Ah, yeah. Our nation isn't perfect, there is more work to be done. Forward, upward, and onward towards the rising sun. Yes, we should be proud. It's time to say it loud. Oh, drop your flag, wave it from side to side. Aqua, gold, and black represents your pride. Lift your head and say, I'm a proud Bahamian.
A grand rally is expected to kick off.
To me, independence is synonymous with liberation. It signals the evolution of the country and reminds us to remain united if we wish to see further progression. I'm Raven Davis of the ZNS Northern Service, wishing you a happy Independence, Bahamas.
The Bahamas is a Christian nation, so you gotta lead with love. And once we lead with love, is only way is up for us. And the generation that's coming now, that's our future. So once we continue to invest in them, we only can succeed. Happy 50th Independence, Bahamas.
Your #1 news team covering the North. Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Our Facebook friend of the day is Sylvana Jackson, and we want to say a special happy birthday to you. Cheers. And also tonight, we want to say happy birthday to a friend of ZNS, Miss Perline Forbes, down there in Pinedale, 8 Mile Rock. Miss Forbes, we love you, and we hope you're having a fantastic birthday. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team, I'm Raven Davis. Be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
Precision, pomp and pageantry, excitement, all one place. It's the annual Pre-Independence Beat Retreat, marching to our own beat. Sunday, July 2nd at 6 p.m., live on the ZNS Network.
I've been blown away. Totally love the vibe to really be able to lead this process. I feel a great sense of gratitude around being able to have Shelley to be here with us.
This event was one that you had to be here.
You know, any time that I am able to spend time with especially young women who have aspirations and things they want to achieve, it is just always wonderful. So this has been a terrific experience today.
One of the things that the church must be aware of, that this is no seat time and season for us to get so deep and holy that we can't hail folk who hurting next to us. We can't hail the people in our neighborhood. We can't see how hungry they are. We can't get too deep, brothers and sisters, and so anointed that we forget that if someone hurt you, you gotta forgive them.
Sundays at 8:30 a.m. on ZNS TV 13.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, Financial Officers Promotions, Judicial Reform, Countrywide Fly Grazing, and in sports, Junkanoo Bowl served. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapinder, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. We begin tonight with news from labor, as the issue of promotions at the Ministry of Finance leads to the Bahamas Public Services Union reiterating an appeal to the government to resolve the issue. Altavis Munnings leads us off tonight with the details. Good evening, Altavis.
We want our promotions, and we want it now.
Financial officers at the Ministry of Finance not backing down from demanding what they feel they deserve. For the second time this month, these public servants protested about the lack of promotions and compensation. Many of them say they haven't received one in decades. Bahamas Public Services Union President Kimsley Ferguson led Friday's demonstration at the Treasury Department on East Street to see whether the estimated 300 financial officers can get an answer from the country's treasurer.
The conflicting statements regarding what the Ministry of the Public Service is doing and what the Public Service Commission has been doing. I've been advised that nothing has been processed at the level of the public service. Promotions have come out of the Ministry of Finance, but particularly for custom officers and other areas. Yeah. But if you're working within the Ministry of Finance and recommendations are forwarded and these things are being processed to the point where persons have communications in their hands indicating that they have advanced from one point to another, my concern is why not a total exercise in that particular department so it can be done one time.
Ferguson contends that this fight has been taking place for some 16 months, and to date, they haven't gotten an answer from any senior government official or even a meeting. And these public servants are reiterating their appeal for the Prime Minister's attention to this matter.
We appealed in our last demonstration for a meeting with him. We didn't get a response. We're appealing again for a sit-down so that we can get an accurate update on where this process is for this category of persons.
We're not begging. We're not trying to sit at the table or under the table for scraps and crumbs. We want what we rightfully deserve. We work very, very hard. We're passionate about what we do. Yeah. Okay. We work very, very hard for what we're trying to get. And it's just been too long. You're looking at 13, 14, 16, maybe even 20 years of persons who haven't moved from their positions.
Well, we got some answers in a statement from the Minister of State for the Public Service, the Honorable Pia Glover-Roll. She announced that 42 of 50 financial officers' files have been received, and they've been reviewed, processed, and forwarded to the Public Service Commission. This has resulted in 50% of the files being completed, and letters are now being drafted. The remainder of the promotions have been approved and moved on to the final steps in this process. Those documents, according to the minister's statement, are expected to be sent out within 2 to 3 weeks. The Ministry of Public Service describing the formal promotions process as comprehensive, one that requires a series of reviews and approvals to ensure there are no errors. Now, since the multi-year promotion backlog is large, officials appeal to public servants for their continued patience, stressing that no group is more important than the other. Well, the BPSU president is questioning this statement as he believes the figures, in his view, aren't accurate. The question now remains, what's their next move?
There are going to be some incremental changes in the way that we behave moving forward if we're unable to get the kind of response that we're looking for. That is as much as I would say.
Well, this is a continuing story we will continue to follow. Reporting live in studio for the Bahamas tonight, I'm Altaviz Munnings. Back to you, Mukashla.
Well, thanks, Altaviz. Well, nothing better than some good news. And tonight we can tell you the U.S. State Department has again ranked the Bahamas a Tier 1 country regarding the trafficking of persons. This is the 8th consecutive year. However, National Security Minister, the Honorable Wayne Munro, says though the Bahamas continues to maintain friendly ties with the United States and global partners in addressing illicit activities, the prevention of incidents of trafficking in persons remains an embedded and vital component of allocating additional resources to assist such efforts.
They could see we just finished the budget debate. They could see how we allocate our resources. They could see we've allocated resources for a safe house for victims of sexual offenses. Just as they provide us tangible assistance in other areas, they could provide us tangible assistance in this area if they were so minded.
In other news, a baseline assessment of the strengths and weaknesses of 3 critical justice agencies pointing to one common theme: a need for improved collaboration to ensure efficient, fair, compliant, and speedy trials and to meet the needs of witnesses and victims. The Attorney General making a commitment to do just that with the help of a key infrastructural upgrade. Points been made. Inadequate court infrastructure has led to delays in the hearing and disposing of cases. If then there is to be an effective administration of justice, upgrades are a must, like the one Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Senator the Honorable Ryan Pender, envisions. And that's a new 7-story Supreme Court complex.
The governor of the Bahamas, through its property acquisition special purpose vehicle called Ponciana SPV, has contracted to purchase 50 Shirley Street and 52 Shirley Street and take ownership of the Rodney Bain building. These 3 parcels of land will be developed into a new state-of-the-art Supreme Court Judicial Center. The Rodney Bain building will be demolished, and the current 50 Shirley Street building, where the Registrar General is, will be repurposed for courts and a judicial administration function.
The complex will lend to 8 civil courts, 8 criminal courts, and 4 hearing rooms with parking underground.
Once the judicial complex is completed, which is estimated to be within 2.5 years, the current main Supreme Court will be converted into 2 sexual offenses courts. We've identified and are undertaking renovations for 3 family courts, 3 magistrate hearing rooms on family matters, and a juvenile court at a facility on Bernard Road. We will convert the current Hansard building where the Chief Justice is into a coroner's court.
A building close to the new Supreme Court complex will be used as an arbitration center and commercial court, and this in addition to the new gun court. Now that we know what's to happen, the big question is funding.
We will finance this through the public markets with bond offerings and commercial construction loans that will be in the name of this SPV Ponciana. This will be done in the same fashion as it was for the acquisition of the UBS building for the securities regulators.
Anxious to get started, the AG says they've already prepared concept plans. Well, meantime, on any given day, police prosecutors are in on criminal matters in the magistrate's court. The Attorney General acknowledges it's an unusual setup, but one that's nonetheless beneficial, as it gives prosecutions a wider scope than using only the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Still, there's a need for greater collaboration, communication, training, and coordination.
The skills of the prosecutor and how to run an efficient trial is fundamental to expediting the judicial process of trying criminals. The investigation and prosecutorial arm of the Royal Bahamas Police Force and the Department of Public Prosecutions have been collaborating on essential issues for the advancement of criminal matters before the courts. Special attention has been given to support for witnesses, and particularly the vulnerable witnesses. Although the Department of Public Prosecutions and the Office of the Public Defender have distinct roles, we've also been collaborating with some of the attorneys regarding plea agreements.
A marathon debate in the Senate ends with the $3.3 billion 2023-2024 budget being passed, and just in time for the start of the new fiscal year on Saturday, July 1st. The new budget aimed at upping revenue without increasing taxes, implementing effective spending measures, and utilizing more effective partnerships with the private sector. The government touts the fiscal plan as one that focuses on becoming stronger, securing borders, making communities safer, creating economic security, and building a country that can survive climate change. The 2023-2024 fiscal year ends on June 30th, 2024. Well, Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis will next week hand over the chairmanship of the Caribbean community at the 45th annual CARICOM Heads of Government meeting in Trinidad and Tobago. This year's CARICOM meeting, a significant one as the organization celebrates its 50th anniversary, just like the Bahamas. Deputy Press Secretary at the Office of the Prime Minister, Keishla Adderley, previewed the high-level agenda.
The biannual meeting will focus on food security, climate change, climate financing, the blue economy, crime, and it is expected that delegates will get an update on conditions in Haiti and the progress of the interventions which have been made to continue to work toward creating a greater degree of stability in Haiti. Some of the gains during Prime Minister Davis's chairmanship had to do with securing partnerships with regional partners, certainly on the issue of gun trafficking, as we saw during talks with the U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris earlier this month.
Still to come, countrywide flag raising. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
We are a leading Bahamian bank, one of the largest publicly traded companies on BISX. Our measure of strength is our growth and performance, with over $1.7 billion in assets. We remain committed to serving the interests of our shareholders, staff, clients, and communities. The confidence to lead, the performance to remain. We are Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
From the experts that created the Kentucky Chicken Sandwich comes the crispy barbecue sandwich. Bacon, cheddar cheese, crispy onions, and the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor. KFC. It's finger-licking good.
away.
Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahama land. March on to glory, your bright banners waving high. See how the world marks the manner of your bearing? Pledge to excel through love and unity. Pressing onward, march together to a common, loftier goal. Steady sunward, though the weather eyed the wide and treacherous shoal. Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahama land, till the road you've trod lead unto your God. March on, Bahama land.
My business couldn't survive without my credit card machine from Fidelity.
It's fast, convenient, and my clients love it.
My sales increase, and I can track my earnings.
Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today.
Call 356-7764.
A big day here in the Bahamas as a number of islands, offices and businesses held flag-raising ceremonies marking a high point in 50th anniversary celebrations. Here in the capital, Defense Force personnel raised the flag at the office of the Governor General. Our Vaughn Albury tells us more.
A number of flag-raising ceremonies held throughout the Bahamas to commemorate the country's 50th anniversary of independence. The Governor General, His Excellency Sir Cornelius Smith, headlining the flag-raising at number 1 Montague Place. His staff were joined by members of the 50th Anniversary Secretariat and Higgs & Johnson. Permanent Secretary Jack Thompson.
We thank God that for 50 years, the black, gold, and aquamarine flag has flown high over our nation. It has been a reminder of who we are as a people and the blessings that the Lord continues to bestow upon us.
The staff responded.
May we continue to move forward, onward together, knowing that unity is the key to our strength as Bahamian people.
They then sang the national anthem, led by Joanne Major, partner at Higgs & Johnson law firm.
To the rising sun, Bahama land, till the road you've trod leads unto your God.
Friday's flag raising was simple, yet poignant for many, including Crystal Sands Feast.
For me, it's as important for me as about my Higgs & Johnson family and my personal family. That's why 50 years is important. First of all, from a Higgs & Johnson perspective, we celebrated 75 years this year. So 50 years is important for us as a milestone for the Bahamas. We see ourselves as a model corporate citizen who is concerned about the development of the Bahamas. So it's important to show what we've accomplished. You can see us all here as Higgs & Johnson family, where the Bahamas has come, what we personally have accomplished. And then from a more personal perspective, for my own children, to demonstrate to them what is possible in the Bahamas, what has been achieved in the last 50 years, what we've seen in our own lifetimes, for them from the perspective of that new generation.
Indeed, let's celebrate. For the Bahamas Tonight, I am Vaughn Albury.
Well, over in the Prime Minister's three-island constituency is where you could find our Carla Palmer earlier today as the national flag continues its countrywide relay.
All-inclusive in not only words but action is the overall objective of Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis's visit to the three islands in the constituency he represents in Parliament: Cat Island, Rum Cay and St. Salvador. The first stop, Port Nelson, Rum Cay, for a national flag-raising ceremony. The residents were welcoming.
Whatever happens in Nassau must happen in all of our family islands. And I am moved to indicate that my presence in these family islands with the raising of the flags is a testament to the fact that the family islands will not be left out.
Prime Minister Davis encouraged the residents to embrace the celebrations in unity with pride and patriotism.
With the raising of this flag, we not only demonstrate our immense Bahamian pride, but we pay tribute to our, what I call our national journey, a journey that has not been without its trials and tribulations. We have come a long way.
Although short, the ceremony here in Rumkey meaningful to Prime Minister Davis, who feels it important that residents throughout the country feel a part of and be recognized as vital contributors to the country's development.
So let us be proud, let us be grateful, and let us be unashamedly Bahamian.
On San Salvador, a similar ceremony was held, with the San Salvador Community Marching Band giving a stellar performance. An hour later on Cat Island, the event mirrored the proceeding too.
Because from 1973, the foundations of the modern Bahamas as we now experience it were laid. And we have yet a lot of work to be done, but still we have had a good start over this last 50 years.
The Golden Jubilee Flag Relay, which began on May 21st in Governor's Hobby, Luthra, will end here at Clifford Park on July 9th, when that very same flag is hoisted here, ushering in the country's 50th anniversary of independence. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
Well, we here at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas also displaying national pride this morning by holding our very own flag raising ceremony. Altavis Munnings has that angle.
Communication professionals at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas and Bahamas Information Services stood at attention while Royal Bahamas Police Force officers hoisted the gold, black, and aquamarine flag of the Bahamas. The gold representing the shining sun, the aquamarine epitomizes our beautiful blue waters, and the black symbolizes the strength, vigor, and force of the Bahamian people. The National Flag Day ceremony, in commemoration of the country's 50th independence anniversary, emphasizes the need for all Bahamians to be proud of our past and our future.
As we come together on the 50th anniversary, let that same Bahamian pride be the hallmark behind what we do as communicators. Let that Bahamian flag be the reason why we go the extra mile to serve the Bahamian people. Let that Bahamian flag that we will hoist today be the backdrop behind the excellence that we will deliver from this hill.
We have inherited a glorious legacy, and the institutions built by our forebears continue to not only drive our development, our sustained development, but assist greatly in defining nationhood and teaching all and sundry what it means to be Bahamian.
Today's communications leaders are among the many Bahamians who witnessed the country's transition into independence in 1973. One of them is the minister responsible for ZNS and BIS, the Honorable Miles LaRota.
I'd like to give kudos to that great generation, my father and my grandparents' generation, who fought hard for a country that we have today. I give thanks to those individuals who have went away, trained, and came back, and notwithstanding the Bahamas don't pay as well, came back to better their country.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altavis Munnings.
Now, with just days before the nation reflects on the historic moment of July 10th, 1973, a pivotal figure who witnessed the birth of the nation spoke to a group of Foxillians at a recent town meeting. Our Desmond Saunders reports.
I had a friend of mine who said to me in the UBP days, he says, if you're white, you're right. If you're brown, you could hang around. But if you're black, you gotta stay in the back. But all that changed when the PLP came to power in 1967.
One of the surviving signatories of the Bahamas Constitution, reliving vivid memories of the entrenched system of racism and the struggle for majority rule that existed before independence. Former PLP Member of Parliament for Governor's Harbour Luther, the Honourable Philip Bethel, one of the chosen few who joined the Father of the Nation, Sir Lyndon Pindling, in London during the Independence Conference, December 1972.
The late Governor General Zamilo, he stood to his feet and said, "Sir, just a minute." He said, "Where we come from, the Bahamas," he said, "we begin no meaningful activity without first invoking the deity of Almighty God." Right? I mean, he stopped the whole conference in less than 10 minutes. Lord Balneil said, "Sir, is that okay with you, Sir Lyndon?" Sir Lyndon said, "Oh, yes." And Sir Milo prayed. Let me tell you, we didn't have a session after that, the whole time we were in London, without a prayer. You hear what I say? And when you see what is enshrined in our Constitution, the Bahamas is a Christian nation.
Apart from the deep-rooted spiritual traditions enshrined in the preamble of the nation's constitution, Bethel believes economic and social empowerment was another milestone achieved by the nation's founding fathers.
Education. That's how the PLP helped to lift people like us out of the dust. Education is the apprenticeship for life. Education is an apprenticeship for life, the apprenticeship for life. And the PLP sought to educate our people. Okay? Then we had the College of the Bahamas, PLP institution. Now it's a university. And there's free tuition for family islanders.
Fox Hill Member of Parliament, the Honourable Fred Mitchell, believes a nation's history by those who lived it should constantly be told.
That is why I thought it was a good idea to speak to someone who was there at the start and was involved in crafting where we are today. And as time has marched on, there are very few of those original founders left. In fact, it's only Mr. Bethel, Mr. Roca, Sir Orville Turnquest, and Sir Arthur Folkes who are left of all of those who were there at the beginning. It's always better to get a first-hand account of what happened instead of second-hand account. And so that's why I thought Mr. Bethel ought to come.
The country's enviable position as a thriving metropolis can be credited to the work of its founders. The former Member of Parliament hopes the country's rich heritage and history is protected for generations yet unborn. Desmond Saunders of Bahamas Tonight.
It's dubbed a coming together of Bahamians giving high praise and glory to God. That's what will take place this Sunday, July 2nd at 7 p.m. at Golden Gates Outreach Ministries, Carmichael Road. Coinciding with the country's 50th independence anniversary, the Bishop's Chorale, a choir of 15 singers from varying denominations, will debut fine sacred music, including hymns and spirituals. Senior Pastor Bishop Trent Davis explains the importance of gospel music to the country.
Culturally, church is a part of the fabric of the country of the Bahamas. And within church, 75% of church is music. It's music to walk in. You have opening hymn. You have music after the prayer response, music during the communion, the father or the priest or the pastor prays, and then there's music at the end. And then, of course, in every church, no matter which denomination, praise and worship is a huge part of the celebration. So music is within the fabric of the church, and of course, the church is within the fabric of the country.
The National Report returns after this.
This portion of the news is being brought to you by the 50th Independence Secretariat. Go to their website, celebrate-bahamas.com, or their Facebook page, Celebrate Bahamas, to see the schedule of exciting events.
It
was a sweet pineapple party time at the 34th Annual Pineapple Festival in Gregorytown, Eleuthera. The festival showcased the best in Bahamian art, talent, and mouth-watering Bahamian food.
We were a little skeptical about the weather, but it's been beautiful. We have so many tourists on this island. The park was packed with visitors and the locals alike. Last night, the entertainment was just so wonderful. We had Nishi and Puzzle, who did a fabulous job. Tonight, we're going to have Lottie and Cupid. And so everybody's really looking forward to that. Of course, there's always the pineapple eating competition. In addition to that, the food here is just awesome. We've asked the vendors to infuse their menus with pineapple, and that is exactly what a lot of them did. We are honoring Mr. Philip Bethel. And as most people know, he has been like a legend here in Eleuthera. And so we're looking forward to that as well.
It's good to be here among the people of Eleuthera, to be here in this great community of Gregorytown, where the best pineapples are grown, and the best pineapples in the world. And of course, I'm hoping that industry could be revived.
The Ministry of Tourism, Investments, and Aviation will continue its festival series with Goombay and Junkanoo Summer Festivals happening throughout the islands of the Bahamas. To keep updated, visit tourismtoday.com. I'm Joshua Robbins, and this is Tourism Today.
With the help of our authorized financial institutions, or AFIs, using sand dollars is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Step 1. Identify your preferred AFI by browsing their websites or contacting them directly. Step 2. Download the free mobile application from Google Play or the Apple Store and then register for a sand dollar account. Step 3. Load money onto your mobile app and begin sending and receiving sand dollars or purchasing and selling goods and services.
We are pleased to be
your central bank approved
digital wallet providers.
It does not matter
which of us you choose.
You can pay for goods and services
wherever sand dollar is accepted.
We are all in this together.
Visit sanddollar.bs for more information.
On May 1st, 2012, Rubis acquired the Chevron fuel business in the Bahamas, which traded under the Texaco brand. We are now celebrating our 10th anniversary of the Rubis brand in the Bahamas. Rubis has become the fuel brand of choice. However, our 10-year journey was not without challenges. We would like to recognize our dedicated members of staff and thank our customers for their continued support. We look forward to another 10-year milestone as we continue our journey.
You can find it all at Builders Mall. From cement, lumber, block, plumbing, and electrical to paint, lights, vanities, and tiles. Not to mention all the tools you could possibly need to get the job done. Say if you're starting a major project, adding the finishing touches, or just doing some repair or rental work around the house. FYP, the Paint Center, and Tile King can help. Stop by or call 601-8453. Located 69 Wolf Road, Nassau. You can find it all at Builders Mall. Building, painting, and tiling, the Bahamas.
Former member of the Domestic Violence Task Force, Dr. Robin Roberts, is blaming the I is man mentality for much of the domestic violence that happens in the country. Roberts was addressing the police force's Domestic Violence Unit Men Speak seminar at the Paul Farquharson Conference Center Friday. He says boys are programmed to believe they must be tough and are taught not to cry, all things that add to pent-up frustrations that make some men more likely to display aggressive behaviors. Roberts says 1 in 3 women are victims of domestic violence, adding that gender-based violence and rape are about power. As part of the task force, he says they were concerned about finding solutions, some that are now coming to fruition.
We've got like the gender-based violence, the gender-based
desks in social services where we now have a man's desk as well as a woman's desk. We are seeing improvement in the family court. We're looking at the advances we've made in the crisis center with regards to looking at children that are being abused. We've also put together what we look at as a male consortium. So what we are really trying to do is to get all the male groups in the country to form a united force so that we will not be duplicating services. We will be assisting each other. And I think we can see the real impact in the society that men should have in terms of making us a better society.
Also addressing the seminar were Chief Superintendent of Police Shanton Knowles, who says survivors should not be blamed for their abuse, and Minister of National Security, the Honorable Wayne Munro, who says proper socialization is needed to combat the concerning levels of domestic violence in the country.
Remember, officers, that you play a vital role in the fight against domestic violence. So when dispatched, respond quickly and safely and take no situation for granted.
I trust that as we move forward, we as men will reflect, get ourselves together so we can begin to teach our boys how to be well-adjusted men.
The Bahamas loses another one of its greats. Longtime historian, author, and co-author Dr. Gail Saunders died today at the age of 79. Paying tribute, former Attorney General Sean McQueenie today touted Saunders' groundbreaking academic research and writings about slavery in the Bahamas as an important part of her legacy. Of no less importance, he said, was her pioneering work in putting the Department of Archives on a modern professional footing, then guiding its growth for decades as executive director. A lesser-known fact is that Saunders was an outstanding track athlete and at a time the top female sprinter in the Bahamas. McQueenie adding that she and her late husband, Winston Saunders, was one of the true power couples in the Bahamas, leading figures among the intelligentsia and the cultural community. However, despite her numerous and diverse accomplishments, she is said to have remained an individual of exceptional modesty and unassuming manner who shunned the spotlight and instinctively recoiled from praise. For her dedicated service, Saunders was conferred a Companion of the Order of the Bahamas in 2022.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
This is the super versatile Ring stick-up cam. It goes indoors, outdoors, outdoors in the rain. It's got two-way talk. Hey, Eddie. Works with Alexa. Comes in tons of power options and works with Ring Alarm to start recording automatically if something's going on. Seriously? Seriously. So start protecting your home with the easy installing indoor-outdoor stick-up cam by Ring.
I pledge my allegiance
to the flag
and to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas,
for which it stands,
one people united in love and service.
Happy 50th Independence, Bahamas. AML Food celebrates this milestone with you.
May the rhythmic beat of Junkanoo, the crystal clear waters,
and the warmth of the Bahamian people continue to shine brightly.
Here's to many more years of prosperity and unity.
A float parade to take place down in Inagua, where you can find our Desmond Saunders, who gives us this preview.
Well, I'm coming to you from the administrator's office in Matthewtown, Inagua, where Inagua residents are gearing up to celebrate the nation's 50th independence celebrations. I have joining me Administrator Herman Gilbert on the broadcast. Activities, as you know, taking place all across the country. Talk about the independence celebrations here in Inagua.
Yes, Mr. Saunders, and blessed afternoon, Bahamas. Inagua, we are in full mode as relates to celebrating our 50th independence here in the Inagua district. We are just going to continue on this journey in celebration. Today is Flags Day, so this morning we went at our flag station where we raised our flag, and we had a small ceremony just to pause and to remember what those colors symbolize, the black, the gold, and the aqua. So as we take that moment of pause and just remembrance, now we're getting up for the hype, the celebration. As you pass, on the main street, you'll see all of the decoration and all of the preparation that is going on. Tomorrow we're gonna have our cultural expo all day tomorrow. To let persons to remember what it is to be Bahamian, even for those who forgot how to make the Brazilian tea, how to make the fever grass. Come on out to the Cultural Expo tomorrow, and we'll display all of that. We'll be doing the quadrille dance, we'll do planting of the male pole, everything that is unique as it is to be a Bahamian. We'll be displaying that tomorrow at the Cultural Expo. And then tomorrow afternoon, we're gonna have our float parade. We're gonna start from the airport, and we're going throughout the land and breadth of Matthewtown. Just going through the community and displaying our flags and showing how proud we are as Bahamian, knowing how far we have came from 50 years ago. If you were here in Matthewtown 50 years ago and where it is now, you will see the huge difference and the transformation. And we are proud that for 50 years, we have not been stagnated or going back. We are progressing and moving forward.
Inagua Administrator Herman Gilbert joining me. As I said earlier, residents gearing up for a vibrant display of national pride and patriotism here in Inagua. Desmond Saunders, the Bahamas Tonight.
Well, thanks, Desmond. Now time for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Mikisha. After a heavy downpour in the western part of the country this evening, we currently now have some patchy clouds outside of our studios with a temperature of 80 degrees. The relative humidity, 79%, southeast winds at 6 miles per hour. The barometric pressure, 1,014.3 millibars. That's 29.95 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the Family Violets this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 78 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green, Torquay, and Marshall, Babaco. The Berry Islands at 86, 87 in Alistown, Bimini, 86 in Harbor Island and Roxanne, Lutra. Black Point, Exuma, Kemp Space, and Ross reporting 87, 86 degrees in Fresh Creek, Central Andros, 86 also in Alistown, Cat Island, San Salvador, Rumkey, and Georgetown, Exuma. 85s in Ragged Island, Clarence-Town, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Megwana, 83, Acklands, 83, Matthewtown, Inagua, 86, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 85 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tower King, and the Paint Setter. For all areas tonight, right through Saturday, we're going to have flat seas with light and variable winds, low tide occurring at 41 minutes past midnight. You can expect a high tide at 6:23 tomorrow morning. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Coral reefs are the backbone of the Bahamas. They're the life source of our fisheries, our tourism economy, and our culture. A deadly and relentless flesh-eating disease is killing our corals and threatening our very way of life. It's called Stony Coral Tissue Loss Disease, or SCTLD for short. In an era marked by climate change and extreme weather, coral reefs are our first line of defense. The Perry Institute for Marine Science is leading the fight against SCTLD in the Bahamas. They have divers in the water all the time, studying the disease and treating corals as fast as they can to slow its spread. Use your voice, spread the word, and share this video. Let's save our corals together.
Have you ever purchased a defective item and was denied an exchange or cash refund? Contact the Consumer Protection Commission at 393-7795-8 or our 24-hour complaints hotline at 357-7898 and let us help your voice be heard.
Hey, get up, stand up. Stand up for your right.
The 6th edition of the Bahamas Games are on the way. July 7th through the 15th. Get ready for inter-island sporting competition in the spirit of unity and camaraderie. Which island is gonna win? Our nation, our talent, our games. And look out for the B-Games crew coming to your island soon. For more information, call 809-1242 or visit thebahamasgames.org.
Our road to 50 Bahamas promotion by using any service at Lighthouse Point. And you could win 5 free nights. And this summer, when you book 3 nights, starting on a Friday or Saturday, we'll throw in Sunday for free. Yes, enjoy a fabulous Sunday on the beach with your 3-day Friday or Saturday booking at Lighthouse Point. Call 242-373-1333 for reservations today. Lighthouse Point.
Summer celebrations start with the weekly specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Our Excellence long grain rice, 5 pounds, $3.89. Best Value whole kernel corn, 15 ounce, 99 cents. Sawyer's mayonnaise, 30 ounce, $5.99. Sweet mangoes, 2 for $3. Boneless chicken thighs, $2.79 per pound. Donate your change to help feed the Humane Society animals at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Well, welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check on a Friday. I'm Marcellus Hall. It has been a remarkable couple of days for swimmer Lamar Taylor at the CAC Games in El Salvador. Taylor already with a gold medal, adding a bronze to his title as he finished third in the 50-meter freestyle in a time of 22.51 on the final night of competition in swimming. Now, here in the capital, the National Tennis Center has been very busy over the last few days as we take a closer look. The Bahamas Lawn Tennis Association hosting the 2023 Junkanoo Bowl at the National Tennis Center. The event, which featured both local and international players, showcased some competitive tennis action. Tournament director Tara McTaggart says it was great to have the event back on again.
We've been very pleased to welcome a strong and varied and deep international field. We have players from Korea, Australia, Canada, USA, and of course several Bahamian players as well. It's been really nice to see. It's our first year back in 4 years after a COVID-induced hiatus. So it's really nice to welcome these international and national players.
Visiting players Gianna Grazzi and Kaya Baker talking about the experience of being in the Bahamas.
It was really exciting because I love the Bahamas. I've been here so many times, and it's great for me to be able to play here and experience this.
It's so special. It's so much fun, and meeting new people has been such an amazing experience.
Meanwhile, over at the Blue Hills Golf Course, the 14 Clubs Golf Academy camp doing their part to bring new blood into the sport. Coach Georgette Roll Harris outlining the camp's objective.
So what we're hoping for is that we can have all of the players progress through the 10 levels that we have for junior golf. And so a number of the beginners, when they enter the program, they're going to be in what we call Division 1. So they're going to be working a whole lot on chipping and putting, trying to figure out how to shoot 36 over 9 holes, which is equivalent to what an expert golfer would shoot.
Roll Harris adding that there is a progression as the golfers get better with practice.
Every Friday we're going to have a tournament or a playing ability test to see can these players shoot 36 or less from their division yardage, and hopefully progress from week to week through to I expect that we should have quite a number of kids at least progress through to Division 5 by the last week of the camp, which is the second week of August.
To track and field, where javelin thrower Keyshawn Strawn back home for the summer after a successful freshman campaign at the University of Auburn. Strawn, one of the instructors at the Blue Chips Athletics Throwers Camp, talked about his transition to being a collegiate athlete.
My transition has been pretty good, you know. The only thing that really changed was having multiple practices a day. You know, I came from here doing 1 practice a day. To college, I doing 2 or 3 practices a day. So I feel like it, helped me a lot getting into the NCAA level.
Strawn, who suffered an injury at the end of the season, says his focus now on getting prepared for the World Championships.
My season's supposed to start again next week, so I pray everything go great, It's going to be 3 months since I've thrown a javelin, pick up the javelin, so I'm going to leave it all in God's hands and just go from there.
Have it. A check on sports for you here on this Friday. Don't go anywhere. We have one last look at the weather just ahead.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
This summer on the road to 50, Lighthouse Point at Grand Lucayan is giving away free Sundays when you book 3 nights from a Friday or Saturday. That's right. Enjoy a fabulous Sunday fun day on us at Lighthouse Point with your 3-day stay booked on a Friday or Saturday. For info, call 242-373-1333 or WhatsApp message 242-827-8195. Free Sundays.
Give it to me like.
On May 1st, 2012, Rubis acquired the Chevron fuel business in the Bahamas, which traded under the Texaco brand. We are now celebrating our 10th anniversary of the Rubis brand in the Bahamas. Rubis has become the fuel brand of choice. However, our 10-year journey was not without challenges. We would like to recognize our dedicated members of staff and thank our customers for their continued support. We look forward to another 10-year milestone as we continue our journey.
For a brighter, clearer, smoother complexion, vitamin A and E enriched Natural Bright cleanses, exfoliates, and moisturizes for a soft, glowing, even skin tone. Natural Bright whitening, lemon and papaya exfoliating soaps for a brighter, clearer, smoother complexion that brings out the natural you. Also available in cream and gel. Natural Bright Soap Collection, distributed by ESC Distributors. Telephone 394-0819.
People, what you thinking? We want something different. People, what you wanting? We want up the government. I can tell them no more smoking. We want CH function. I can tell them no more jokes. I forgot. Gone Going down Blue Hill Road, going down Village Road, going down Nassau Road. We want local government. We want local government. The roads, we want local government. Share the love, we want local government. We got call for local government. Sign the petition and find out more information at risebahamas.net.
Precision, pomp and pageantry, excitement, all in one place. It's the annual Pre-Independence Beat Retreat, marching to our own beat. Sunday, July 2nd at 6 p.m., live on the ZNS Network. Time now for weather.
In our final look at whether we continue to have that troughing across the extreme northwest parts of the country, which is fine up showers and thunderstorms around the Abaco and Grand Bahama area as we speak, and some of that is going to drift towards the south and could affect us here in the capital sometime tomorrow morning. Our forecast for tonight, mainly clear here with a low temperature of 79 degrees, and then tomorrow there's going to be some showers in place, particularly during the morning hours. Otherwise, there's going to be a mixed bag of cloud and sunshine during the afternoon hours. High temperature tomorrow, 89 degrees. And your extended weather forecast shaping up like this, off and on showers in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon, but we'll have some more cloudiness with showers and thunderstorms on Sunday. But come Monday, the rains will ease up a bit, but we'll still have that cloud deck in place. And as we head into Tuesday, we'll see more sunshine working its way back into our forecast. Makishla.
Well, thanks, Basil. And as we close out this month of June and usher in July, a month of Jubilee, we end the Bahamas tonight with Oscar Johnson Jr., a partner at Higgs & Johnson, who shared his thoughts on independence.
The raising of the Bahamian flag on Clifford Park on that night, I was 13 years old, actually. And it was a wonderful occasion. And we have come quite a distance since then. We've done very well as a country. I'm very proud about the Bahamas having arrived at the position that it has. And I look forward to the Bahamas going on to greater and greater heights in the future.
And that does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.